Good morning, guys. Today on Brady's Auto Repair, we're going to be changing a water pump and belt and idler pulley on a 2000 model Jeep Wrangler with a 4.0. So we're going to show you. Loki's about dying. We're going to show you to change a water pump today on one of these. All right. First thing, bottom right hand side of the radiator, you've got your drain. Pull your drain out. Let your antifreeze drain. Now I'm going to cheat. I've got a air hammer pneumatic fan clutch tool. That way, everyone's trying to break this thing loose by hand. So I'm gonna get you to hold this side, and then because the belt tensioner is wore, slap out too. Take that and pull it to you. There it went. Alright, so with this fan clutch tool, you'll put this on your fan clutch. The air hammer locks in, just like so. And then push the you want to have this on the whichever side, if it's a left-hand thread or right-hand thread, so that way when you're going down, you're not fighting it. So on this one, you set the fan clutch up, or you set this up on the passenger side of the motor here, and you'll push it down to break it free. And once you get that done, then you can unspin your fan clutch. Alright. And then we're going to see if we can fish this thing out of here without having to remove the shroud. I don't know if we'll be able to. We might, yeah. Cool. So that will come out without having to remove the fan shroud. Alright, we're going to remove our old belt. Well, that doesn't clear that. And here in just a second, we'll show it while we're changing the water pump. Water pump pulley. The bearings in the pump's gone. Alright, so as you get the clutch and the belt and stuff off, we're going to get our hose clamp. If you have a squeeze style clamp, you'll have that. And if not, if it's been changed before or somebody's changed the clamp. And then once you get the clamp off, just pull on that hose. Alright, push it out of the way. And now we're going to go ahead and remove, I think we're going to go ahead and remove the pulley. I think that'd be next. Alright, you've got 4 13mm headed screws. This is your water pump pulley. So you'll unbolt that pulley. That way it gives you access to all the bolts behind it. And then you can still see that how much play is in that water pump shaft. So now we'll get all these bolts here off, get our water pump off of there, get it cleaned up and ready for reinstall. We'll go ahead and remove our idler pulley to gain better access to the pump. Got our 5 water pump bolts removed. Oh, we got a heater hose here. Alright, there's the old water pump. Alright, we got our pump mounted up in the vise here. Alright. Alright, we're going to mount our pipe up there in the vise and get all the crap out of the threads. Grab a little brake clean. I'll take some thread tape. Start one thread below the top or the bottom, whatever you want to call that. A few times. It's weird. Usually I hold that and run the thread tape over it, not backwards. Get our pipe threaded in. Something about like that. Now we're prepped the backside of our pump with some sealant. Go ahead and set our gasket on, get that up there cleaned up, and we'll be ready for install. Alright, now we're going to clean up our gasket surface on the block and get all that old gasket material off if we can. Alright, we're prepping our new water pump and gasket with a little bit of RTV. I've already got the gasket prepped to the pump. Now we're prepping the gasket to the block. Just a nice thin layer of silicone to ensure everything is covered. Alright, now we'll go assemble. We'll get all of our pump bolts. The longest of your 5 water pump bolts goes into this one here with this long shoulder on it. Evenly snug those up. Alright, we got all of our bolts there snugged up for the pump. Now I'm going to fish my arm down in here and go ahead and slide radiator hose back on. Somehow or another. Just like so. And clamp it all the way to the bottom. That's for that little WD-40. Get this clamp here tightened back up. Alright, we're going to reinstall our heater hose for the pump. Alright, we're going to get our water pump pulley bolted back on now. Alright, we got all those. Now if you'll grab your wrench, You hold one, and I'll tighten these up. At the hold. Are you gonna hold it? We got us a new Gates belt. This is a very simple belt to put on because we don't have AC. On this one. Alright, so we got our idler pulley reinstalled. Now we are going to work on getting our belt back on, and we've already come off. Alright, belt is on. We do have to pick up a tensioner, but nobody in town has a tensioner in stock for this thing, so we'll do that tomorrow. Alright, so your belt diagram on a 4.0 without AC, this is a 2000 model. We're going to go around the power steering pump. The back side is going to go around the water pump, run down around the crankshaft, up inside the tensioner, over the alternator, and under the idler. And that's your belt diagram. Fan down in here. This is going to be the hardest part of all of it. Get your fan started and then just spin it on. Till it bottoms out. Alright, now I need my air hammer. Alright, now we're going to tighten up our fan. Reinstall our drain for the radiator. Alright, now we got our funnel set up. We're going to top off, fill up our antifreeze. It idles so much better. We bled our cooling system, got all the air pockets out. Heat unit's working good. Temperature gauge isn't fluctuating anymore. We got this one done. We'll go ahead and close the hood and park this one out there with a line of Jeeps and pull in the next Jeep. We knocked out 4 Jeeps this weekend, and now to pull in the 5th one.